Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Liberty Dawn. I am from Texas. Today is May 25th, 2014. I have been instructed by my guides to do my first audio-video production in order to pass on this information to humanity in a greater way. I was born with a 95% hearing loss. In light of my hearing loss, I have found a great difficulty in producing the correct past, present, and future verb tense within the sentence structure of the message. Please bear with me and know that you who are listening in can get the meaning of the said messages from my spiritual interdimensional guides. I have chosen to come into this life with a simple English language so that the variety of people within their own language capabilities and belief systems can get the messages easily. My guides have always said to me to keep things simple. So I have followed their instruction to maintain the simplicity of my language to the people of Earth. My guides are made up of the different interdimensional beings from the various dimensions within the universes as needed for my message work. And I also receive angelic messages from time to time. I myself do not believe in receiving the financial means for my gifted abilities, because the gifts that I have brought with me and have developed during my lifetime on Earth are to be shared by all. It is important for me to get the messages out to the people, for this is my mission as a telepathic communicator between the heavens and the earth. It is up to you to accept any or all of the messages and to reject any or all of the messages. I do respect the free will of all people on this planet Earth. The universe has always provided for me and will continue to do so. The interdimensional beings have taught me that there is an abundance of universal supply at our disposal. Our interdimensional beings have their multiple resources made available to any planet or star system in that they share with each other. Whatever is lacking within any planetary system, there is always a way to provide and share with each other to improve the quality of life on any world and on any dimension including this physical world. Our physical world needs their help in working with us to provide the physical manifestation of provisions needed to take care of this planet and its peoples. Our world is changing to bring about the new dimension and a new life on this planet. I am looking forward to these exciting times within the future of our planet. We are not alone in the universe, and we are never lost, for our interdimensional beings are with us on this planet in the physical sense and in the spiritual sense. The interdimensional beings know exactly where we are in our lives as well as our planet Earth. They have been observing us for centuries and are excited to be present here at this moment of time because we as humanity are arriving at the doorway of a new era of positive changes coming to this beautiful world called Earth. I myself have experienced many varied physical manifestations of interdimensional interaction with me during this lifetime. Here are some of the things I experienced. Number one, visitations from the benevolent star people since I was 4 years old. Number two, missing times with UFOs, star people, and the return to memory of these missing times. Number three, UFO sightings far and near during my travels to many states as well as my home state of Texas. The closest UFO cigar-shaped craft sighting happened during a night storm at the front yard of my house out in the countryside by the rice field in 1987. I was raised in the aviation business, so I know what I am talking about in the identifiable airplanes of our time and the UFOs that are not of this planet. Number four, I was born with a hearing loss. I began to develop telepathy after my grandmother made her transition and came back to be my spiritual telepathic teacher at the age of 12 in 1966. Number five, physical manifestations appeared to me, including the following: balls of light, portals, spiritual flaming fire at my feet, Archangel Michael with his blue flaming sword, portal pictures that was taken with my Polaroid camera that had interdimensional beings and UFOs showed up in these pictures. Worked on the ley lines at Fort Texas with my 6-foot copper at double terminator crystal generator staff. Received symbols of star languages and other manifestations that are too many to list at this time. I have given you the introduction of myself and what I have experienced in my present lifetime. With this being said, I will begin the message that my guides wanted for me to share with humanity at this moment of time. These messages that I have received from my guides came from a couple of interdimensional star people, as well as higher dimensional celestial beings. I now want to share with you my observations regarding the speakers, teachers, and telepathic or channel messengers. I have been observing over the years the actions and reactions of humanity toward our speakers, teachers, and telepathic or channel messengers who are in the public eye, as well as those who work behind the scenes that chose not to be in the limelight of the public eye. In centuries past to the present era of time, humanity has not been easy toward the enlightened and awakened speakers, teachers, and telepathic or channel messengers when the powers that be controlled the playing field as to make sure that humanity's blinders are still active, to not be able to see the real truth of a hidden agenda by keeping them in the dark, so to speak. In light of my observation, the speakers, teachers, and telepathic or channel messengers who are in the public and private eye have risked their lives to provide the information to humanity who has opened their hearts to listen to these messages therein. They have their own private family lives to protect, and yet they are willing to step up to the plate to inform humanity of what they have learned from their own connection to their guides, as well as the private sources that they have received of the said information. Many of the speakers, teachers, telepathic or channel messengers were and are willing to make a sacrifice to make sure that these messages get out to the people through the internet services, cell phones, and other means of communication. Centuries ago, we did not have the luxury of the technology like we do today. It is a blessing that people have the means to get the messages immediately at the turn on of their computers, cell phones, and iPads or tablets. As to the teachers, speakers, and telepathic or channel messengers, the concern for their credibility of accuracy of information among humanity need to be refocused in that the important information you receive from your own guides and sources are for that moment in time. Things can change from one second to the next second. Why? Humanity has free will to choose the outcomes of their choices. People can say yes 1 second and change their mind to no the next second. Again, it all comes down to free will. If they so choose, humanity can allow things to flow as information lines up with the now. What is given now can change in the next moment of time. This is why I encourage people to stay in the moment, stay in the now. The future is not set in stone. Therefore, humanity can go with the flow of life, knowing that the said information of knowledge has been given to you for your own choosing to prepare your lives for the future. Many of the speakers and teachers are not all telepathic or channel messengers. They have their own messengers to relay the information to them. Furthermore, many messengers are not all in the limelight and are working behind the scenes in quiet ways. So, to those of you that are newly awakened, be mindful that the speakers, teachers, and telepathic or channel messengers are not to be worshipped. These well-known people are just normal people who have their own learning experiences within their own private lives, just like the rest of humanity. Their chosen missions in their lifetime are to bring the message to you. Remember that there are those messengers and others who choose not to be in the limelight are just as important and acknowledged for their hard work, just as much as the speakers, teachers, and telepathic or channel messengers that come on to radio talk shows, YouTube videos, and other means of technology to spread the message to humanity. The teachers, speakers, and telepathic or channel messengers can come together to share their knowledge and wisdom. The words can be said in a different expression so that humanity on a different level of language can pick up what the words being said resonates with them. It is wonderful to have a variety of people that work within their own language capabilities for humanity to pick up and that they get it. They get the gist of the message. The teachers, speakers, and telepathic or channel messengers do not have the answer to every single question. They give what they have received and just pass it on to humanity. They also form, on occasion, a round table discussion that can piece the puzzle together to make sense of what they have been receiving separately, and yet many of the messages are confirmed when they compare notes and or bring together the messages to create the whole picture as one. There are also the wonderful confirmations coming from all of the information given. It is amazing when these people come together from all parts of the world that are receiving the same information. It may be a different wording, but many times it is a very similar message. Here's how you can ask and receive specific answers to specific questions or general answers to general questions. For those of you who are not familiar with the idea of how to ask a question to a potential telepathic or channel messenger present, my suggestion to you is to be specific with your questions in order to receive the specific answer. Also, when one asks a general question to a potential telepathic or channel messenger, then one gives a general answer. The best way to prepare for the question or questions to be given to the potential telepathic or channel messenger, speaker, or teacher is to write down the specific and/or the general questions to be asked during the public or private sessions, radio talk shows, and conferences. There are many people who ask the same question and receive the same answer. Need to cross them off the list of questions to save precious time with their speakers, teachers, and telepathic or channel messengers. For the lack of a better word, time is precious, and the word needs to get out to the people. It will make it easier for the speakers, teachers, and telepathic or channel messengers to move on to the next set of messages to be given to the population. To humanity. In terms of the beginner, intermediate, and advanced human beings who have been enlightened, awakened, and aware of their own spirituality and information therein. There are no greater than or lesser than any one human being in their own growth pattern of life, their own individual timetable of the selected experiences to learn, and operating at their own speed of pace. It was and is amazing that we have a variety of cultural, social, political, economical, and religious belief systems on this planet Earth. By having these different belief systems, we learn from each other. We learn how to appreciate and respect each group of people that are different from each other. When we can respect each other's cultural and belief systems on Earth, then we can grow to include the galactic family of the stars in our midst. To the people who have been awake and aware for quite a while, those who are advanced in their learning, you can break down the simplicity of the messages for the beginners to grasp and understand. The time is growing short, and it is easier when a person breaks down the message in a simplified manner so that the beginners can get it immediately. When I was awakened back in 1987, I had plenty of time to understand all of the messages. Now, we do not have that luxury. Be mindful of the beginners. They need our help to be able to quickly get into their chosen missions and the preparations for their future lives on Earth, if they so choose to do so. Fear and the powers that be agenda. I have seen many people that are not ready to face the real reality of what is taking place with this planet Earth. It is okay that they are where they need to be at this moment in time. Every human being will eventually evolve in their own awakening state of being at their own pace. If we were all the same, we would not learn anything. It is nice to be able to have the variety of growth development in the various levels of belief systems to gain a greater understanding of where we are in our evolutionary process of life. What I will say is this: one of the most famous quotes given to us by the former President Franklin Roosevelt of the United States had said, "There is nothing to fear but fear itself." The powers that be want to keep humanity in the fear mode so that they cannot see the trees before the forest. The powers that be want to keep humanity in the dark. Here are some of the things that I have received in light of the fear tactic mode being done to humanity by the powers that be. Number one, they give you information that you want to hear to satisfy your questions and ease your mind into thinking that it is all being taken care of by them as being the saviors of the world. Number two, they put blinders on you so that you cannot see the real image of who they really are behind their human mask. Number three, by keeping you in the fear mode, they disrupt your connection with your inner self or higher self and their guides to be able to receive the dreams, visions, and telepathic messages easily. Number four, they make you blind to the fact that you do have the power to rise up and take your life back in your own hands. Number five, psychologically, they make you believe that you have no freedom and feel powerless over your life. They want to keep humanity enslaved and remain in the dark ages, so to speak. Number six, they keep humanity in a division mode between each other so that humanity does not wake up and band together or unite as one people of Earth. Number 7, they use the conditioning program methods for centuries, from generation to generation, in order to keep humanity in line, or, in other words, be bound in shackles of chain psychologically through their selected and appointed elite leaders to maintain the structural system at the various levels of the religious, political, economical, military, and social properties under. They will bring out the last attempt to control humanity. The supposed savior and his appointed elite followers. They appear as human beings, but they are in reality reptilians making their last stand to deceive the people. They will give the people what they want to hear: a temporary peace and solving the world's problems at hand. This is where they come out of hiding and proclaim to the world that they are, with the little g's, gods. If you so choose, go within yourself and you will receive the real truth. When they come out of their hiding place and show themselves as humans to others, then the armies of our Creator that comprises of the interdimensional beings will put an end to the last control of the reptilians on this planet Earth. It will be a shock to many people who believe them to be the good guys, so to speak, and are not what they appear to be. On the physical level, the spiritual battle that cannot be seen by many of our human beings, yet, with the exception of those people who are able to see into the other dimension, is being fought within the minds of humanity through what I called the mind games that rages between human beings with each other and internally within themselves. Right now, the powers that be are grasping for straws. Why? Humanity is waking up and will not put up with the controllers' control over them. Humanity has reached the level of enough is enough. Powers that be know that their time is running out. They will try to bring down as many people as they can with them. And the powers that be will be kicking and screaming to their last breath. Star people support the freedom of Earth's peoples. As to our star people from other worlds that are here for us, they repeatedly told me that they are not to be worshipped, they are not our saviors, and they are not gods with the little g's. They are people like us, and yet they are different from us in their own genetic makeup. They live their own normal lives, just like we do among our families and friends on our planet, even though they have gifted abilities such as telepathy, teleportation, levitation, and so on. They want to assist us, but we must wake up to take the responsibilities for our world. They will work with us to regain our freedom, and together we will fight to take back our world. Yet, at the same time, they will give us the tools that we need to be able to take care of our own planet ourselves. We are responsible for this planet and to each other. When we stand together with the amazingly different backgrounds from the countries that we were born into during our lifetime, we can become Earthians and be reunited with our galactic family in the heavens. We take our power back from the reptilians' control and say no more. The reptilians now fear the worst. Humanity is on to them. The good news for humanity is that many of us are now awakening. Because of technology, humanity is able to receive the much needed information to find out the truths for themselves. My suggestion is to do your own research. Dig back in the history of this planet for the common threads among humanity and ask your guides to guide you through your research for the real truth. The unknown is becoming known to all of humanity who searches for their truths. Every one of you has the power within yourselves to reclaim your freedom and break free of the bondage that has kept you in the dark for centuries. Each one of you has brought with you into this lifetime various level of gifts to be utilized within your own life's path. If you so choose to do so, you can use your gifts to benefit all life on this planet. You have the power to create whatever you want to create for your life. You can draw the future to you in the now. When humanity shares their gifts with each other, then there will be no lack of provisions for their families and communities. Everyone's needs will be met on all levels. The ability to communicate with our guides. Ask for your attunement within yourself. Ask your own guides to turn the inner volume up within your spiritual ears to hear the inner voice or telepathic mind communication so that you can hear their messages. The same can be said for your visions and dreams. You can give a request to your guides to make the pictures and movie clips clear and sharp within your visions and dreams. When you have mastered the telepathic hearing, the pictures and or movie clips within your own mind, then you can say to your guides to turn down the volume of their telepathic transfers to your telepathic mind, and the sharpness within the mind's TV screen back down to the level that you are comfortable with in your own communication with them. Before you attempt to explore these methods of communication, you can request for protection from your guides and or visualize the bubble of white light to surround your body in order to secure your communication with your guides. There are several websites on Bing or Google search within the internet for learning how to develop your telepathy with the simple steps to achieve your goal, to establish your contact with your guides. Furthermore, every human being has the gift of intuition. When you feel the pulling of your heart to that direction, you cannot go wrong, for your intuition is right. When you feel the pulling back or a bad feeling within your intuition about something in your life or in the life of another human being, then pay attention to the said warning or be alert to this gut feeling within yourself. The same alertness can be said with the signs that will manifest to you in a way that you can recognize for yourself. It does not always manifest as a big sign. Signs can come in subtle ways. For example, a few days ago, I saw a rainbow shirt being worn by a lady coming out of the post office. This was a surprised big sign for me because I have a similar rainbow shirt at home. The rainbow shirt has a significant meaning to me for my own future life event. Or I saw a small sign of the number 5 on the house that indicates to me of a physical manifestation that will come into my life shortly. This is what I mean by a big or a small sign. It is also a way of getting the message to you on a physical level. In closing, this is the end of the messages for my guides for this video to humanity. I myself am a human being living on this planet Earth who continues to learn about what it is to be human. I share the appreciation and love for this planet and its people with my interdimensional star family. It is truly a win-win situation with me and my interdimensional star family. We learn from them and they learn from us. Many of the interdimensional star people have never incarnated on this planet Earth. They gathered the information from us when we are in our sleep state, visiting them aboard their ships and or being teleported through the portal to their home worlds. There were many times that I made suggestions to the interdimensional star people of how to interact with human beings so that they have a better idea of how to communicate with humanity and just be themselves. I am honored to be able to be the telepathic communicator between humanity and the interdimensional beings. It is a joy to be able to continue to learn about other worlds, other dimensions, the heavens, and the universe as a whole. Thank you for your patience and your valuable moment in time to listen to my guides' messages and my brief introduction of my own life's spiritual manifestations. Mitakuye, Oyasin, all my relations, or we are one. Wodakote, peace.